Hello, it's the Pence Arcade podcast. I am Sean, and we've got Alex down there.
Welcome back
Oh!
to Pence Arcade podcast with Sean and Alex. If you like smoky, dingy cigarette butts stamped out on the bezel and control panel, you've come to the right place because arcade gaming is a way of life. It is a spiritual place for all of you Arcadians. Welcome.
So,
Hey, Sean. How you doing, buddy?
How have you been? Have you been good?
Have I been good? I've been all right. Working, mate. Working, because this is the harvest for me. I have to make hay while the sun shines, as they say.
Yeah.
While we got good weather, I've got to get as much work in as I can because the winter months are bad. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of house renovations, sort of repointing. Done a couple of big houses in Oxford, cleaned all the brickwork up the face of the house, raked all the old cement mortar, because a lot of these houses have been repointed in cement mortar, which is not good. You must not repoint these houses in cement mortar. And I do a lot of lime work, so I work with lime mortar. It's a completely different material. It's a little bit more difficult to work with, but it's much better for the house. I've been doing a lot of that.
Where do you get the limes from, like Tesco? Like,
I have to go to
get loads
limes.
Yeah, you get loads in the bag, don't you? That'd be messy. Did you mix them up into a paste and then put the paste on bricks?
Well, I do have to go to a special place. You're right. I do have to go to Reading. I have to go to Reading and pick up what's called an Eco-Rye. It's a special lime mortar that comes already mixed. It's dry. I have to add water to it. But if I go there, they have a selection. They have a template of different colours you can pick. So I send a template to the client. I say, what sort of colour do you want? Then I go there, buy a few bags, and that's what I repoint with. Now, I can make up my own lime mortar, but you basically just get a basic colour, which is normally quite a white colour, which doesn't always look great. So this stuff I pick up from Reading, it's an hour's drive, and it's a lot more expensive. It's almost £25 a bag, and that does probably a couple of square metres, if that. So it's quite expensive stuff, but it is good, and you get a consistent colour throughout the house. So, yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
You don't put it in the house, though, do you?
You're looking bemused.
You don't in the house.
No, on the outside of the house.
On the house.
On the outside of the house.
Okay.
You know brickwork, Sean, don't you? It's on the outside of the house.
Is it? So there's no limes from Tesco.
No limes from Tesco, no. I mean, you can dangle them from your eyebrow.
Yeah?
On a string, limes. Yeah, or baked beans. I've dangled baked beans from my eyebrows before.
Have you?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Oh, it pulls the birds, mate. They love it. Especially if they're Heinz baked beans with barbecue sauce. They just come up to you and go, why are you dangling beans from your eyebrow? Oh, well, it got you to talk to me, didn't it? You know,
that's
it's
brilliant.
A talking point. Anything like that's a talking point.
Why didn't I try that back in the day?
There you go, mate.
There you go. So you've got some Space Firebird news here, mate.
Oh yeah. Did I talk about this last month?
I can't remember. It's a long time ago.
Well, Mark did fix it, and I've got it back here, and I've been playing a lot of Space Firebird. I had two. So I've got two machines, two monitors, two PCBs, and all the gubbins that goes with each of those machines. But one of them's in a really bad state. So like the white tabletop is one of them is rotten. There's just no way you can salvage it. So that's going to have to just go in the bin. No one's going to want it. It's beyond repair. So I just thought I'd just try and make one really minty looking Space Firebird out of the two. So I've sent the metal casket to a shot blaster powder coater. He's had it for 3 weeks now. I think he's quite busy because I haven't heard from him for a while. But apparently when that's done, that will come back in the Nintendo brown colour. and then all I've got to do is assemble it all. And then the only other job I've got to do is take off the wood veneer. So you know the wood veneer around the edge of the cocktail top, that's all come away. So what you do is you get an iron, heat up the iron, run it on the veneer, and then get a paint scraper and scrape that off. And then you just add new veneer. You can buy 50mm thick veneer and then iron that on because it's got an adhesive back. You iron that on, trim it down, and then it looks like a brand new wooden cocktail top.
So you putting wood veneer back onto it?
Yeah, I will be doing it. That's the only real job I've had to do, really. I mean, there's no way I could have fixed a board or monitor myself because it's not jammer. There's like loads of proprietary clips, connections on a Nintendo cocktail. And I know Mark had a lot of problems with it because each time you've got to test the board, you've got to take it out, put it all back in again, and there's like 10 different connections that go into a Nintendo PCB. So they're not an easy game to work on, but he's got it fixed. And the strange thing is, right, I've had the game running, but I've never noticed, because I've had a lot of Space Firebirds in the past, I've never noticed, which is what this game's got, when you're playing the game, you've got a star field in the background, then you've got the spaceships that come into the screen, they appear and swirl around, and then beyond that, in this particular game that I've got, there's like meteorites coming out from the centre of the screen. And I swear to God, I have never seen that on any other Space Firebird. So I swear I've never seen that before. So whether this is a different ROM set, I don't know. But it's cool. It's a cool game. Really, really like it. It's lovely. My PC is sitting on it now, so it acts as a desk as well. So instead of getting a desk, I've got another arcade machine in here, which is great, you know. So yeah, got that back, mate. That's cool. What else have I been up to? I did started a series of my Neo Geo collection on YouTube. Done one video so far. So basically just going through the collection, just getting so I can get to play the games. So I'm doing 4 games per video. So I've got another one to do of that. Well, I'll have plenty more of those to do. And I also went up in the loft, and I've been meaning to do this for such a long time. I've got like boxes and boxes of CDs, and I've just been carting them around from house to house every time I've moved. And there's something in me that just, I can't sell them, because I remember paying like 10 quid each for them, 15 quid each for them back in the day. And it's just something
they were expensive, weren't they?
Yeah, and I just thought, I know they're worth nothing, but I just can't sell them. In the end, I just got so fed up with going up in that loft, which is above my games room, by the way. I just thought, no, just get rid of them, because I've actually really got into vinyl. So I took them all down to my local record shop in Wantage, and he took them all in and gave me 75 quid for what, 100? I had 100 CDs and got 75 quid back. And I bought a new vinyl record with the money, which I thought was mad. For 100 albums, I got 1 album back. It's crazy. But I'm enjoying collecting the vinyl at the moment. It's cool. And I'm enjoying going to his little shop. He's he's an independent little trader, lovely old guy, really knows his music. And every time I go in there, we have loads of chats. And everyone that comes into the shop, they overhear your conversation. It's usually about music, and they always join in. So you end up in there for about an hour sometimes, even if you don't buy anything, just chatting music, which I love, you know.
Oh, that's good.
It's cool, isn't it? Yeah. I miss those days with shops, because they've changed so much, hasn't it, the high street, the little independent shops. So, yeah, that was cool. What else have I been up to? I've done the video on Namco's Assault, and I've handed the Namco Assault back to Ollie. One of his mates picked it up. Funny game, that. It was all right, but I wouldn't own it in a collection, not in a private collection. I think it's all right in an arcade, but not a game I'd go back to over and over again. Have you played it? Namco Assault?
Very, very slightly. I couldn't get into it, and I only gave it 5 minutes. But I saw your video.
Yeah,
you gave it a good go, didn't you? It is weird when you leap like mode 7. You said you leap out of the screen, don't you?
Yeah,
it's clever. I reckon they could have done a lot more, even just one joystick.
Yeah.
Or a twin, a better twin stick on the ground. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I think
it's
the
unusual.
sticks work all right. Well, Ollie's didn't because he took the. I'll tell you in the video, the O-rings deteriorated, and they were just all that was around the joystick was a bit of foam, like one-sided sticky adhesive foam, and it was just basically to make up the ground between the joystick and the micro switches. And then he put rubber O-rings in it from a pinball machine, and that's too hard. It's uncomfortable actually to play with the O-rings. So I've said to him, you need to take them out and put foam back in there because that's all it needs. But I think the joysticks work all right. The game's all right to begin with, but the difficulty level wraps up really quickly. And it just becomes a little bit repetitive. And I think what it's missing is a scanner. It needs a scanner because there was a few cheap deaths in it where there wasn't even an enemy on the screen. But obviously in the program, there's an enemy that I've either passed and he's still there in the program and he's shooting off screen at me. It's like you can't see him. There's nothing to shoot at, which I thought was a bit odd. It's all right. I mean, it's worth playing on the Switch. It works really well on the Switch because you've got the analog controllers on the controller, you know. So it's worth playing on that. So that was that.
Does the Switch have the thumbsticks? Can you press in on the thumbsticks on the Switch? I know nothing about it.
No,
like an audible click.
Let me see. I've got it right here.
I've got an Xbox controller thing.
Yeah,
for
they do.
My gaming setup. That'd be good.
Yeah. But yeah, they're analog sticks and they work perfect with the game. In fact, it was a lot easier playing it on the Switch. But yeah, it just gets a bit repetitive after a while. I mean, he was trying to make me like. He was bigging it up the game. You know, it's so cool. You're gonna love this, and it's like I didn't want to, say it wasn't. It's not a bad game. I think I gave it 7 or something like that, which is not a bad score, but not one I'd have in my collection when you've got a limited amount of space. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, no.
So what you been up to then, dude? Come on, you've been really busy.
Well, I've been to Arcade Club Bury for a meet-up organised by Mr. Victor Marland.
No, I'm gutted I missed that, dude. I really wanted to come, but I had to work, mate.
I met Martin White for the first time. I never met him before.
Martin White?
You not know him?
No.
Ah.
No, Martin Green. And I think I know Martin Blue, but not White.
Brown. Do you know Martin Brown? He's decent.
Is he?
Martin Red is a...
Angry bloke.
James RGP.
Oh, how's James? And
right? Yeah, he's good. Yeah, and friend Anita and Roger Cantor went.
Roger's awesome.
I hadn't seen Roger for a bit. And Mark Happy Dude and Tronads. So we had quite a few people there. We met some more people there. Yeah, I really enjoyed Arcade Club.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's it's been 4 years since I left.
Time goes by, mate, doesn't it?
Would you believe it? 4 years in June since I left.
You had hair then, didn't you?
No.
Oh. You were born without hair. You were born a Mekon.
Yeah, I was going. I think I told you I was going sort of back in my 20s. These photos I've got on Facebook, I'm sort of receding in my 20s, mate. But you're all right.
No, I am. Oh no, I'm actually growing my hair. It's the longest it's ever been since I was about 26. I can now look at my hair. Look, I can nearly get it in my mouth.
Oh, so you're doing a comb over kind of thing?
I will do, yeah. Yeah.
Should get a picture of that. Yeah. Yeah. Get a nice comb over going. It'll suit you.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'm receding. I've got a little bit of thinning out on top, like I think every bloke does in their 50s. But as it's got longer, it's kind of covering that up. I don't know. I just fancied a change, mate, It's not great with my job because I get loads of dust and stuff in it. I mean, I've always liked long hair. I've always had long hair. In my 20s and 30s, I had long hair, so I've always liked it. And I've got, I don't have an office job, so there's no reason why I can't. So I don't know. Yeah, I might grow it really long. We'll see. Anyway, so back to the Arcade Club. It was a good night, was it? Get to play some good games.
Yeah.
Anything different?
trying to play Shinobi, but the buttons, the jump and the fire,
Yeah.
shuriken, were reversed.
Oh.
And I just could not get my head around it as much as I tried, because I played so much of it. So I just kept firing and shooting in the wrong place.
What was that, in one of the electrical in Goliaths?
Yes, it was, yeah. Along that row that you go in into floor 3 and it's on the left there, yeah, they put it in.
Was Vic any good at it? Did he play
it? No, I don't think he played it much at all.
No. What about Roger?
I think he might have played a bit.
Yeah.
I know Happy Dude and Tronad's played a bit. It's just Vic did play.
He did he?
He did play, yeah, because he got sweary with it. Yeah.
Did he? I know Roger sent me a picture of Wacko, the arcade game. Did you play that?
No, it wasn't working, but I did play it in America at the Galloping Ghost. I can't even remember what it was, because there's a Cosmic Cruiser.
Yeah.
They're all on the same hardware. There's a Domino Man. Mm. What else is on that hardware that looks strange? There's a...
Who's it by?
Bally Midway.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Chicken Shift?
On that... Yeah, it could be, yeah. On that kind of hardware where it's sort of 512 res, the really, really, really high resolution.
Mid-res.
Yeah. The most famous one is Tapper, I think, on that hardware. It's MCR1 or MCR2, or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, so Vic has got... I'm just looking at his Substack. I told you last month.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
I haven't been on there. I have to apologise, Vic. I haven't been on them. I don't do a lot of social media these days, but I should just check that. What's he been up to?
Well, he's been up to pickups. He's picked up a Pico. He's made a Pico NES DIY Pong console. He's doing stuff for the PC Engine. He's doing stuff for the N64. He's doing stuff for the Neo Geo CD. So all this stuff I haven't read. No. I've sort of skimmed it, but it does look really good.
I will check it out, mate.
I'll put a link in the no shows and we can have a look at that, love. Have a look.
Yeah, I don't go on. I'm going to set up an Instagram account when I set up my new channel, but I've hardly posted anything. I don't really do a lot of social media these days. I find I find modern life quite complicated, and actually just simplifying my life without all that stuff around me just makes my life a lot easier, if you know what I mean.
Well, do you know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
From me and wife are away next week, or the end of this week actually, after we've recorded this, and we're going on a trip from South Yorkshire to North Yorkshire, because Jan loves her stately homes and castles and ruins and gardens.
On a unicycle?
Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah, so we're going to go use our National Trust and English Heritage cards up, because we haven't used them, because Jan's mum's been ill. So Jan's been looking after her mum, and she's better now. So we're going to use them. We're going to go up and down the country. Fountains Abbey, that's a good one. Yeah, we're going to go up and down the Yorkshire Peninsula. Dales, not a peninsula at all, is it? Yeah, up and down there. But I've set myself a challenge.
Yeah.
And that challenge is switch my phone off.
Yeah.
Well, put it on Do Not Disturb the whole time on there. And the only time I'm going to use it is for directions in the car.
Right.
So
you can get a map. You can get an A to Z map.
Yeah, I've got one.
You got one?
We always have. Yeah, we always have a backup of a map. Yeah, we always have one in the car. Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try. So apologies if you're listening to this podcast and I'm not replying, because from Friday morning to Sunday night, I'm not going to look at anything. No texts. I think
that's good.
No phone calls. I've got emergency phone calls for Jan, number for Jan's mum and my son.
Yeah.
So that'll come through the Do Not Disturb. No WhatsApp, no Discord, no X, no text, no Messenger, nothing.
Wow.
So it's going to.
You're going to be on the dark side of the moon, basically.
I think I'm going to do it though.
Yeah, good for you, mate. Yeah.
Just to see how
it's not easy. It's not easy because it's almost like, you know, a car. When you lose your car, you've been driving for so long, you lose your car, you realise how much you miss it. Same with a phone, because you do so much on it, right? My phone's my computer, basically. I hardly ever use this laptop. Everything's done on there, from banking, YouTube videos, editing, everything, communication. And it's like, wow, you know, without that, you got nothing. You're in a black hole. There's nothing.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So
you.
pay. You know, we always have I think I've told you, we always have a rule where we don't use phones when we're out eating a meal. We just do not use them. Do not look at them.
No.
So I'm just going to carry that on. But for a full, it's 2 nights and 3 days, and I'm going to do it. So Monday morning, I'll be like this on the phone. What have I missed? What have I missed?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
It's funny. People always make the comparison. You know, hear people saying, "Oh, you get on a train now, and everyone's just staring at their phone." Well, in the 80s, you got on a train on the underground, and everyone would be reading the newspaper. It's the same thing. It's just a different media, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Didn't they all they had these massive papers? And actually, some people were quite rude because they took up so much space with their paper, and I'd get on with my bucket of tools and my spirit level. and occasionally I'd read just the leftover papers that they'd left behind. I'd never buy a paper because there were always loads of them on the train just left behind. But yeah, I mean, I can remember that like it was yesterday. Everyone just reading the paper, and now it's completely different. You know, but it's the same. It's the same. It's just people get their media in different ways, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So I'm going to try that. I'll let you know how I get on. I might be cleansed. I might be cleansed of because you're just so addicted to like, on WhatsApp and like on Facebook. Because when I put out a video, I do shorts now, and I do a few Instagram pictures. But you get a buzz, don't you, from a nice comment, and really, I just want to have a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Bit of a break. See how I get on.
I like YouTube now for the interaction, really, more than anything. If people are interacting me in the comments, that's what I enjoy about it. I do enjoy doing the videos, but it does take up a lot of time sometimes, and I haven't always got the time. So I don't do as much as I used to, but I still enjoy it, and I probably will carry on doing it. No plans to stop, but it's the interaction that I like, you know, especially when you put a weird game up like Namco Assault. You think, who's going to like this? But, you know, there was a good 900 people that watched the video, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of people commented on it, which was nice. That's the thing. A lot of people had never heard of it, which is always cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Right, game room picks. Ian Cullen sent one in.
Oh yeah, old Ian.
He's got a bit. He's put a score in, and if can you see that picture?
I can, yeah.
Let me zoom in a bit on mine.
Now, what I noticed about that picture, because I've been having a discussion about getting a pinball, Sean. And I said to a lot of people, if I get an all-size pinball, I'm going to have to sacrifice a cabinet. And one bloke, who was it who said, I think it was Kurt, said, why don't you get a Revenge of Mars? Because they're a lot shorter. But looking at Ian's picture, doesn't seem to be that much in it. Unless he's moved it forward, level with the front there. Because I thought they were a lot shorter. They're like a cabaret version of a normal pinball.
I don't remember them being that. When I've played them, I think they're sort of normal size.
Are they?
I think
so. Okay. But yeah, that is a cool setup. So he's got two Leisure 2000s, jammer cabs with a horizontal and vertical setup. Some nice little Pac-Man stalls. He's got a Star Trek pinball and a Revenge of Mars in that picture, which is nice.
Yeah, I asked him what he had running in them Leisure 2000s because they're off. And he said in one he's got a Pi to Jammer thingy software on a Pi 3, which is what Vic did.
Yeah, that's what
a while ago. So he's got that. And on the other one, on the horizontal one, it's a Raspberry Pi Jammer board running RPCade software. I'm not familiar with that. I've never heard of it. Really.
No.
On a Pi 5. So he's got a decent setup there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice little room.
Cool setup, Ian. Love that, dude. Really cool. That's all you need, really, isn't it? Horizontal, vertical, couple of pins. I see he's got a CRT there as well. So he's obviously underneath that. He's got some retro consoles, I would imagine. So he's got everything, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Very cool.
Podcast pickups.
Podcast pickups. I've got nothing.
Nothing?
I've got nothing, mate. All I've got is memories and dreams.
You must have picked up some rubbish or something off the floor.
I did pick up some rubbish.
Well, there you go. Stick it in the podcast pickups. Well, I've got loads, as always, because I can't stop myself. As I said, as I said earlier, I've traded in all my CDs, and I got £75 credit in... What's the name of the shop? Hang on, I've got it here. It's called Play It Again. Vinyl records, CD and retro. It is in Wantage. Guys, if you're ever near Wantage, which is the birth of King Alfred the Great, did you know? Wantage. There's a big statue of King Alfred the Great in the square, which is really nice. Lots of history in Wantage. And it's a lovely little record shop. So I traded in all my CDs, got 75 quid credit. What did I buy? Well, I brought an album that probably soundtrack for me of the early 90s. I love this record. And I still play it today so much. It's every song there is just an absolute belter. It is U2 Uktum Baby. It's probably my favourite U2 record. It's just I remember when it came out. It was just I was in France. I was what was I doing in France? I was just sort of hitchhiking around. I had a bag. I don't know. I can't even remember the bag. But I literally had nowhere to stay. I think I slept in Gardinor train station one night on the floor. I remember waking up to the smell of croissants and just hearing that record everywhere I went in Paris, because I was just travelling around. I went to visit Jim Morrison's grave in Paris. I was on that Jim Morrison vibe, just sort of bumming around, really, like you do in your 20s. So that song for me brings back lots of memories of that year. It's such a cool record. It wasn't a cheap one, because at that time when that record came out, CDs had just come out, so everyone was buying CDs and less vinyl. So Uktum Baby is quite rare to find on vinyl, the original one. So I got that. Van Halen, Women and Children First. I love that record. One of my favourite Van Halen records. The Smiths, Hatful of Hollow. What a tune. What a record. Just love the Smiths. Really, really cool. And he had the Jam playing in the shop, and he played an album. I'm not a huge fan of the Jam, to be honest with you. Bit before my time, my brother's era, really. But I was listening to it, and the bass came across. Now, I play bass, Sean, so anything that's got a kind of a bass inspired record, I'm all over it. And I just liked the way it was being played, and I just thought I'd get it. So it's called Jam Setting Suns. Really cool album, actually. So yeah, that's what I picked up with my CD trading. I also picked up a PCB. So I picked up, for 80 quid, an original Data East game called Breakthrough. Have you heard of this, Sean?
We talked about that, didn't we? Is that the horizontal scrolling?
Yeah, well, I picked up the NES game last month, and then in between now and then, I picked up the PCB because Bonehead was selling it for 80 quid. I thought, 80 quid, you can't go wrong. It's all working. Yeah, it's like a horizontal shooter, but you're in a futuristic car going across the desert, just shooting people down, doing jumps, a bit like Mad Maxy kind of style, you know. And I thought it was cool. I haven't played it yet.
Could be a future game, that.
Yeah, I think so. It could be. So yeah, I reckon another unusual game. And I picked up Space Marines 2. We don't really do modern stuff, but this is what I do. I want listeners to know what other games I'm playing, but it is modern stuff. Because I do have a PS5, and I do like playing modern games. Just when I just want to chill and just what's the word, mong out. If you know what I mean. I don't want to anything taxing for the mind. I just want to like an easy film or an easy game. And Space Marines 2 on the PS5 is just one of those games of just shooting aliens, and it's just one of those games you can play. And I finished it in 10 hours and thoroughly enjoyed it. It didn't overstay its welcome. Really good game. And now I've started Elden Ring, which is awesome. I mean, it's proper Dungeons and Dragons, very Japanesey in terms of creature design. I mean, the Japanese are so good at designing the weird and wonderful creatures. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons and you ever look through the monster manual back in the day, which I used to love looking through, this is like that. And it's the monster manual of D&D. Every creature's in there. It's crazy, and it looks beautiful and plays amazing. So I'm enjoying that at the moment. And the real biggie of my podcast pickups is, I don't like saying Grail, but it is kind of. I've been after this game for such a long time. You will know this, Sean. I've picked up Atari Food Fight.
Cocktail?
Cocktail? No, Upright.
No. Did you? All right.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you were going to get a cocktail.
No. Someone offered me. Harry Bolt had a cocktail. But it was not a cocktail that interested me. Now, I haven't actually brought this. This is actually on loan to me from a friend of mine, Paul. He said, look, you don't have to pay now. You can have it on loan if you like it. Pay me when you get the money, or give it back if you get bored of it. And he's such a lovely guy. He's such a nice guy to even consider doing that, because he knows how much I've been after it. It doesn't work. I've got to send the PCB off to get fixed. But, oh, my God, Sean, it looks amazing. Do you remember when we did that arcade walk round of Arcade Club? Do you remember that? And I put it on my channel, and I said, "This is." Do you remember I went up to it and caressed it? This is my. This is my game. This is my game. It just looks so cool, so cool. It's so colourful, bright, and just gives me a smile every time I walk in, because it's got ice cream on it. It's got cakes on it. It's got all the. It's got all the. It's got everything on it. Biscuits, you know. It's got everything on
Biscuit's nice.
Yeah. So,
I did try playing that last weekend again.
What?
Food Fight.
Did you? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Don't like it, do you?
No, I've never liked it. No, you
really?
got to fire backwards. You need a twin stick for that game to be enjoyable for me. You really do, and it just. But have you tried staying on the spot of the fruit? Because you can just stay on the spot of the fruit and just shoot all around you. Endlessly. You did not know that? Yeah, there are little tricks. No, I love it. Don't care on your opinion. My opinion is null and void.
Arcade news.
Arcade news.
Congratulations to Joe, Dan and Ravi for 10 years of the Retro Hour podcast. 10 years.
Well, I don't listen to it, to be honest with you.
They've interviewed some massive stars like Sega people and Al Alcorn from Atari.
Yeah.
Massive stars.
Me. I was a massive star. I was on it.
Did you get... What were you on it? Were you?
Mm-hmm. When we opened the museum, they invited us on.
Oh, nice.
But I don't listen to the podcast.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah. This one now, how AI can change the gaming world. Claude AI, right? This guy's done 5 prompts to develop an asteroids type of game. So, make me a game with a ship in the middle shooting rocks, and then add collision, add score. Rocks go smaller when you hit them. Add ship and he's done it all in about 20 prompts on AI and got a fairly decent similarity
result.
Result. It's very clever as AI, but I just thought I'd put that in because what you can do with AI. That's Claude, that AI.
Mm-hmm.
what you can do with stuff now is amazing. So I think it might be Elon Musk, is doing a gaming studio which is just AI, an AI gaming studio.
So do you use AI a lot?
I have done for bits at work, and I do use it for bits for this podcast, because I get like a big chunk of data, like say on Shinobi or whatever we did, like Jump Coaster, and like I get a big chunk of data and ask Grok to summarize it.
Grok?
Like,
Who's Grok?
Grok is the AI from X. It's the Elon Musk one, so it's a bit more.
Do you have to pay for that?
I'm a subscriber on X, because you can use more than 280 characters or something. So when I do my show notes, I can get all the show notes on the same screen. So basically for that, but you also get Grok as well, and sort of like a semi-premium version. But I've used it for work, for sorting out like huge, massive lists and finding similarities in these lists, and then saying, list 7, I think I said before. I've used it for that kind of thing. But this is good for, what did I use it before? Strider, I think, something like that. And I said, there's all these like reviews of Strider, come out with a basic conclusion overall, and it will do.
Right.
Yeah, it's got 15 sources from across the web. And it will do that, and then it will put, like I said, summarize this in under 500 words, and it does all that sort of stuff. So I love that sort of stuff. But
right, I'm resisting. I don't need it in my life.
You got to be careful, because it's AI and it can hallucinate. Do you know what hallucinate is?
Yeah, mushrooms.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't really need it. I don't see how it would improve my life. You can't drive my van to work. You can't repoint a house or build a wall. What can it do for me? I don't know. I mean, it probably does do stuff that I don't know about when I'm searching the internet and whatnot, or there's companies, even like the NHS, probably use it for beneficial reasons, which are good, if it's used in that way. But I can't see what I've seen I've watched a video on the godfather of AI recently on YouTube, and he says in 5 to 10 years, maybe even sooner, it is going to be, what's the word? Conscious. And once it's conscious, anything can happen. We don't really know what that future will be, and how he reckons it change so quickly that we don't really know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's either going to take over itself, or it's going to be in the hands of either a dictatorship state, or some bad company that will use it for the wrong reasons, and that's the scary bit. So I'm just trying to. I know it's going to, if I don't get involved with it or keep up with modern technology, it'll probably leave me behind. But I'm probably okay with it, to be honest with you, because I don't really need it at the moment anyway.
Yeah, but you're a skilled tradesman, and they're sort of dying out because.
Well, this is it. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Is there a younger generation coming through, like bricklayers and stuff? Are they coming through? But
the government wants to build how many houses? 1 million houses? I don't see any training schemes set up at the moment, so I don't know how they're going to do it. But yeah, I mean, I think for a lot of people, especially sort of the low end sort of admin jobs, they're going to struggle to keep going in the future. Anything like that, bookkeeping, it's all going to be taken over by AI. The simplest jobs like that can be done by AI, can't they? Even creative stuff, like artistic stuff now, videos, all been done by AI. Movies, even bands. I think there was a video I watched the other day, this AI band that was put together, and the video was, can you tell whether it's AI or not? That's the scary bit. And it's a lot of creative artists, like I know Paul McCartney, Kate Bush, and a few others, Elton John, have all expressed their concerns, because AI takes parts of their music and uses it to create its own, where there should be, limits or stuff in place where you can't do that, because you're nicking creative content. You can't do it anywhere else. You can't nick someone else's video on YouTube or someone else's lyric or tune. So what makes it? Why is because it's AI? It's not human. What difference does it make? Should be the same rules for AI as well. Anyway, we're on a massive tangent.
Yeah,
gone down a massive rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's how you use it. It has benefits, but obviously it can be used like that. It can take away people's livelihoods. Like you can say, do me this style of a man falling off a cliff in the style of Picasso.
Right.
And it'll look at all Picasso's pictures and make something that could have been done by Picasso. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It has kind of.
Well, when you were using AI to create some of the podcast thumbnails to begin with, weren't you? And I could see it. For me, it was obvious it was AI.
It wasn't me. I think it was somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but was it Deadlock? Yeah, but it was obviously AI. But it's a bit of fun. But
a bit of fun. Yeah. But you could tell it was AI, and I said, no, it just looks naff.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks like definitely. A box standard AI package that everyone would get, do you know what I mean, to make an image.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Come on, then.
Arcade news.
Right, arcade news. That's the AI one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I asked you last month and then I forgot. Because the Drop Zone cab, I saw it again at Arcade Club. Unfortunately, it was off. But the Drop Zone cab, you said it's a PC-specific game made for this cab, and it's a Gravatar cab converted. So like a PC game?
I don't know. I honestly, mate, I'm just off the top of my head. I know when we picked it up, because we picked it up from Archer's collection. Chris Wilkins came into ownership of it, and then he loaned it to the museum, and then he wanted it back. So I remember seeing it up close, looking at it, and it was just an empty shell. I think it was half finished, and I think Archer planned to create a dedicated Drop Zone cabinet, because he made the game, right? It was never released into the arcades, so that was his plan, to use an old I'm sure it was Atari Gravatar cabinet, and then just have it running, or at least a museum were thinking of running maybe a Mister in it with all the different versions of Drop Zone. That was the plan. But since then, I don't know what's happened to it and what he's running in it, to be honest with you. It certainly ain't in an arcade PCB. There isn't one of Drop Zone. There is no arcade PCB, although I can imagine someone very clever could quite easily do that, maybe on certain hardware. But as far as I know, it is just emulation running various Drop Zone versions on different systems, SNES. I mean, it was released on everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
NES.
When I look from memory, it's definitely 16-bit. It's not 8-bit.
No, it was 8-bit.
The version I saw in the camera.
Oh, your bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it could be the SNES version, but no, I recognise the SNES version, and it's not that. So it could have been a standalone build. Yeah, it could have been like an actual game written.
I played it on the SNES the first time I played, and it plays really well on the SNES. It's a really good game. And it plays just like Defender, but it's got a little bit more depth to it. So there's kind of like end of level bosses and stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a defeat. It's a little bit more like, it feels a little bit more like Choplifter, if anything, because you're trying to rescue them, but you've got a jetpack. That's what it kind of feels like to me, but in space. But yeah, cool idea. I guess it's a cool talking point in the arcade club.
Oh, Retro Russ. Hello, Sean. Arcade news for the next podcast. On July the 4th to 6th, I'll be in the second Danish con-off at the Shed Arcade. I put a link in there. And he actually came. I said, "You're going to Denmark, you to play Donkey Kong, you mad bugger. Good luck, my image maestro friend," because he does all our images.
Yeah.
And then he ended up... Oh, yeah. It was his birthday. He's 50. And he's got...
Happy birthday, Ross.
And he got an original Donkey Kong arcade machine, so he's got one.
Oh.
But he came runner-up in the Danish Donkey
Did
Kong.
he?
Yeah, I think he got 350,000 on the winning round, but on one of the tournament qualifiers, he got 463,000. So he's a good player. So he got second place. There's a picture there. I'll put it in.
Oh, that's awesome.
On the website.
He's got a Kong off marquee there that he'd probably put on his cab when he gets home. That's awesome. He's such a lovely bloke, Russ. He's all so enthusiastic, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Well done, mate. Awesome.
I'm sure he's only 40. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He doesn't look 50.
No.
He's 40. He's 40, mate. He's loving son.
Friendly shout-outs.
Yeah, right. Okay, shout-outs. What are your shout-outs?
I'm just going to give a huge shout-out to Paul Poptastic for loaning and possibly giving me the opportunity to purchase Atari Food Fight, because he knows how much I love the game. So, Paul, if you're listening, mate, thank you so much, mate. We're going to get it fixed, and it'd be awesome.
I'm going to give a shout out to everyone I met at Arcade Club Bury last Saturday.
Cool. Wish I was there.
Right, email from Aid Scoway. Hope you're both keeping well. Always looking forward to your pod and getting to grips with a game I haven't played before, although I don't think I'll be loading up Jump Coaster again. Dodgy collision detection at times, just unfair. Anyway, I spent a couple of days in London and visited a fairly new arcade. It's the latest from 4 quarters of others in the city. They have about 6 now. This one is at London Bridge, next to Borough Market, if you know it, close to Shard. Don't know what that is, so fairly easy to find. You know where that is, won't you, mate?
Yeah.
I sent a few photos, which we've put here, and they'll be on the website. Not a huge selection. Asteroids, Miss Pac-Man, Centipede, one Pinball Godzilla. Seen my wife playing, so there's she playing there. So cheers, guys. I'll definitely be back there. That's Aid.
That's awesome. I haven't been to that particular 4 quarters, but I've been to the one in Peckham. Well, I built the bar in the one in Peckham when they were first opening up their first bar. They asked me to build the bar out of bricks, which I did. Upstairs and downstairs. That was a long time ago now. It was an old butcher's shop. I could not believe. I said, this is not going to work. It's just too run down. They just left everything bare on the walls, and it turned out to be cool and very successful. So good luck to the guys.
That's. I think I was there very near the opening time, or after me and Vic went down.
It's Joe and Tom and Simon Dennison that run it. Very cool. They've done well for themselves. Jeffrey, They Create Worlds podcast. Oh, will you read that, Sean? Because that's your deal.
I emailed them saying I've used information in your Donkey Kong episode to relay to our listeners on our own show. Hope this is okay. And he's put, I'm glad. He said, hey, Sean, this is Jeffrey who does the editing. Glad you found us. Really enjoy the podcast. It's our podcast. It's intentionally set up so that anyone can listen to it and take what they want from it. No back history required if you're listening to like a multi-part podcast. I love this podcast, They Create Worlds. We appreciate the shout out. Glad your episode helped drive interest into the history and nuances of Donkey Kong. Brothers in audio editing unite. He's put so many lost hours trying to fix audio and making it sound good. Always pays off in the end, even if at the moment editing sucks. Thank you for writing, Jeffrey. What a lovely guy.
Nice. J-Ping Jason Barber emailed and says, how do? Thought I would drop you a line and let you know we are moving to Latham St Anne's from
Lytham.
Oh, was it Lytham?
Lytham, yeah.
Lytham, never heard of it.
Never heard of Lytham St Anne's?
Never.
Lytham.
No, where is that?
Oh, it's above Blackpool.
Yeah, it's above Blackpool. When do I ever go up to there? From Boothstone, Wolseley?
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
To be beside the seaside. To be by the seaside. By the sea. We have had an offer accepted, so hopefully we will be there in the autumn. My wife's reasons to move include the peace and quiet, the lovely beach and the lake. The main reason for me is I will be near Blackpool Arcade Club. Looking at the website, 3-month pass, looks amazing, value at 80 quid, so I will be a regular soon. I just watched your guide on YouTube and it looks fantastic. P.S. It's great hearing my song at the end of the pod. Keep up the good work, take it easy. J. Ping Barber. Wow. So he did the music, that is awesome.
He did. He's done a techno version as well. I might play in the end.
No. Keep it rock.
Okay.
You have.
Jom, J-O-M, via email. Good day, Sean and Alex. Jeff Box here. Jom in the high score list. Long time listener in all of your incarnations. That's like right from the beginning then. And love your podcast. I've recently started joining in the monthly games. He's a good player. As now I have my 2 emulation cabinets, upright and cocktails, up and running. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Unfortunately, the arcade scene here is fairly non-existent. A couple of barcades, some pins and some machines in pizza places, etc. And an arcade with 100 machines in the city, but that's about it. The biggest arcade in Australia was in Brisbane, the One-Up Arcade, but that has just recently closed, which is sad. It was a great place.
Yeah,
I am the same age as you guys and remember very fondly the height of the arcade boom in the 80s and early 90s. So much nostalgia for that time. Just wanted to thank you both for your podcast and keeping it fun, competitive and alive as well. What an awesome online community you have created. Well, haven't we?
We have. Yeah.
That's us. And Vic as well.
Yeah.
There are always some amazing scores to aspire to each month. Yeah, I think we should ban them top 3 players. They're too good. And I love the variety of games you consider, from the obscure to the classic. Great stuff. Thanks so much again, and looking forward to being involved in next games going forward. Jeff, John, J-O-N, nice one. Thank you, mate.
Yeah. I'll be interested to know if you were brought up in Brisbane then, John, whether you had what the arcade scene was like in the 80s. That'd be interesting. It's a shame you haven't got much there now, but we'd very much like to know what it was like growing up in Australia in the 80s. Next, we have Tim, UKVAC. Damn, I'm very behind on the 10 pences for the first time in many years. Forgive my arcade lords. We're lords, Sean.
Of course we are.
Lords of the arcade world. We're in the realm of the arcades, and we are lords.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are indeed.
This is from my YouTube channel.
Robert Caterpillar. No, Catilia, 67. He's not a caterpillar. He could be. Do you reckon he's like a caterpillar?
Hairy one.
He's got loads of arms. He could play them rhythm games, couldn't he?
Yeah, be good at speed.
Yeah, he will be. Thanks to you and Sean for both posting episodes to your channels. Yeah, YouTube channels, he means. Yeah.
Game
on.
Lee, aka the Retro Chef, man of creating beautiful and delicious cakes of herbs and spices from India. He says, I'm enjoying this. A thumbs up and a big ball of fire. Nice one.
Do you want to read these ones? These are from your channel, from Al's Arcade YouTube channel.
Yeah, Arcade Cabin Bud. Thanks for the podcast, guys. David, retro games played badly, keeping me at work. Regarding Breakthrough, there was a specky conversion. Okay. As I recall, it was pretty good. 1983 was the year I bought my first single, Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. Oh, that was a great video. He ended up going out with a girl out of that. Wasn't she, what was her name? Can't remember her name now. It was a model.
Christy,
yeah. Christy something. Blake? No. That's my
Ellington. Is it Ellington?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Christie. We'll find it. We'll put it in the show notes.
I've never played Shinobi. If I get a chance, I will give it some time. Great podcast thingy, chaps. And then we've got Peter, R1 Chard. Great episode, chaps. The Warlock of Firetop Mountain was a classic. It was the only one of the series I played. Or read, really. You read and played it, I guess, didn't you? But I had it all mapped out as you do. Even did it in reverse, starting from the back to work out the best route. Still listening to my 30, 40-year-old CDs and vinyls. Just never seem to get bored of them. Good for you, mate. And then last one, we got Kevin McCartney, 4906. Another great episode, mates. Too funny about the chap who likes the janky games like Jump Coaster. And how Alex read his score. What did I say?
I can't remember. But
oh, yeah, I do remember. Yeah. Who is this peacock? I said. Shinobi this month. Nice. Okay, your section. Take it away.
Biscuit review. I learned about you. Biscuit review.
Right, Biscuit review. This is... Hang on. I can tell you who it is. I can have a word with Mr. Victor Marland. So, Mr. Marland, we're outside Arcade Club and I've given you some of Tesco's finest Belgian chocolate.
Nom nom, nom nom nom.
Orange chocolate, which we're going to review on the podcast, me and Alex. What's your opinion of them, sir?
It says on the front here, with zesty orange coated in silky Belgian milk chocolate. Let's have a quick look on the back here. Tesco stores, Welwyn Garden City. They're not making Belgium at all, are they?
No.
It's a lie.
Not made in Belgium.
Do you know what? I don't normally like orange chocolate. This is lovely.
Lovely, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for your input, sir. Play this on the podcast, thank you, darling.
Oh, that's a big thumbs up from Vic then. He liked them.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But they're not Belgium. They're made in Welwyn Garden City. What a con. What a con.
But they are really nice. These ones are keepers. Me and wife have got them a couple of times now. Just a simple biscuit, like with a very nice crunchy centre and an orangey chocolatey coating.
Nice.
No, I love them. I love them.
Yeah, I'd like them because I like orange chocolate.
Musical memories.
Musical memories from 1987. We're getting closer to this month's game. 1987, what a year. Oh my God. That was the year I left school, Sean, 1987. So, God, I remember that like it was yesterday.
I think I did sixth form. I think I left in 88. I did sixth form just to get my computer O level.
Yeah. Well, I was still kind of stuck in the 80s in terms of a lot of the music. I think I was still listening to a lot of the kind of British electronic stuff. You know, the new wave stuff and Aha and all that kind of stuff. But when I left school, it almost felt like times are changing now. And especially for me, when I got my first ticket to go and see my first live gig ever. I'm sure I've spoken to you about this so many times and other people, but it did change my life. So my mate got me tickets to go and see Guns N' Roses at the Marquee in 1987, and that turned out, I didn't know at the time, because we didn't know who the band was really, but we'd read in Kerrang magazine that they were the up-and-coming band. And I was into music, so we got tickets, got the tube up from Richmond to London, and it changed my life because it was the most, what can I say, it was the most raw energy I've ever experienced. And just the audacity of this band, because they were wild, absolutely, they were young, full of energy, had so much attitude towards us, the crowd, almost like as if they hated us being there. It was kind of like, you know, and the crowd fed on this. And I remember reading the Kerrang magazine about the band that he was trying to give up smoking. So when he came on stage, we all threw cigarettes at him, packets of cigarettes at his head, and he hated it. And he was shouting at us, swearing at us, but it just added to it. And the frenzy in the crowd was just, I'll never forget that gig. But it turned out later, I read a biography by Slash, and that was their first gig in the UK, which I was at. So, and that changed me. I was always into rock. I was into Van Halen stuff, but this changed everything for me. Everything I was listening to there on after, I was heavily into the LA rock scene because that's where they came from. So that year was such a big year for me. Obviously, I started work, 16, 17, started my apprenticeship. So yeah, it just started a whole musical journey into all sorts of stuff, from politics as well. Politics, I remember U2 released their album The Joshua Tree that year, and they were quite political at that time, U2. So I started getting into sort of politics, learning a bit about it through music. And The Cult Electric was another big album of that year I remember listening to. That was a cool album. So yeah, a big year. A memorable year because obviously I'd left school, and a year that really changed me. You're becoming a man basically from school into a man, working on building sites for the first time, having all tricks and stunts played on me. You soon learn to grow up very quickly on a building site. So yeah, I could tell you loads of stories that happened to me on building sites at 16, 17, but we haven't got time for that this month. What about you, Sean? What was you listening to?
Well, this is a bit of a cheat because Beastie Boys' License to Ill was released in 1986, but I saw them in 1987 in May in the Brixton Academy. It's now called the O2 Academy at Brixton, and they were touring the License to Ill album, which I loved. It was full of like schoolboy humour, guns and drugs and girls and jokes. It really appealed to my 17-year-old mind. And Run DMC was actually backing them. I can't remember who was headlining.
What was the lyric? Your mum found your best porno mag.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's all that sort of stuff.
It's so of its time, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is right. I bought in the London shop because I was into Yellow, the band Yellow, and I found a really rare 12-inch called "You've Got to Say Yes to Another Excess." And I said, "What do I do? I'm going to a gig. What do I do with this 12-inch record?" Yeah. So I put it under my shirt and kind of strapped it somehow. I can't remember how I did it to my shirt. So I went through the whole gig with this 12-inch record.
Brilliant.
But it was fine. But I was queuing up, and the guy came up with tickets, please. So I gave him the ticket. My mate said, "He's not the ticket guy. You've just given your ticket to a stranger. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I said, it's my first gig. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So we had to go and we explained as we went in, and they trusted us and believed us when we got in.
That's awesome. They don't do 12 inches anymore, do they?
No.
I used to love that because I've gone through my vinyl collection the other day and I've got a few 12 inches and there's a lot of tracks on there from bands that you just can't get on the Apple Store or the app or whatever it is at iMusic. And that's what's missing today.
I just remember like the half-naked ladies in cages on the gig. The music was good, but now I've just listened to the album yesterday, and it's all bravado and all that kind of sort of samples and stuff. And I used to love it, but now I think it's of its time, really.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like No Sleep Till.
Some of their latest, I do like their latest stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, To the Five Boroughs. I think that is an excellent album. But yeah, this one.
He died, didn't he? One of the members. He had cancer of the saliva glands. I remember reading about it. Yeah, good band though. Game changer.
Yeah, it was
because they did that song with Aerosmith, didn't they? Which was a big sort of crossover that had never been heard before. rock and hip hop mixing.
Oh, was it them?
Yeah, Beastie Boys and Aerosmith.
Was it?
Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Walk This Way. You must remember Walk This Way.
Was it Beastie Boys?
Oh no, that was Run DMC, wasn't it? What am I talking about?
Yeah, it's Run DMC.
Run
Went in Aerosmith, wasn't it?
DMC, yes, yeah. Similar though.
So you should like it, yeah. So that was my story, but
Cool.
yeah, I really now listening to it, it's not great now, but I was caught up into it. A 17-year-old. It was Beastie Boys Frenzy, wasn't it, in the UK for a time?
Yeah. Right, featured game review.
Feature game review.
This is your pick, young man.
It
Young man,
is.
you're about a year younger than me, aren't you? So you're a young man. Well, tell us all about it. What the heck is it? What's it doing? And where's it going? And what's your opinion of it? Go.
Good game is what it is. Right, that's it. No, it's Shinobi. Shinobi. It is a side-scrolling hack and slash. My favourite genre. I love hack and slash games, especially side-scrolling.
Putting funny faces here.
Yeah,
We need to do a video version of this, with all the funny faces.
People don't get the characters I put on when I'm doing this podcast. It's produced by Sega. Originally released in the arcades on the Sega System 16 board in 1987. The player controls a ninja called Joe Mushy P? Joe Mushy.
Mushy Peas. Joe Mushy Peas.
Strange name for a ninja. Is he an American ninja? He must be, with a name Joe. To stop the Zed terrorist organization from kidnapping students of his clan. Yeah, so there we go. It's gameplay. 5 missions in the game are each 3 or 4 stages long, depending on which missions you're doing. Anywhere from 2 to 9 hostages are being held in each stage, which you must rescue. All of them to finish the stage. You can't progress until you've picked them all up, which I didn't know at the beginning. It's been a long time since I played it. The last stage in each mission has no hostages, but instead features a powerful boss character who Joe must defeat. After completing each of the 4 missions, the player is taken to a bonus stage, where he can earn extra life if he is able to kill all of the ninjas jumping towards him. Completing the fish mission ends the game. Also,
Did you say
the fifth? Yeah, the fish mission. Did you get to the fish mission?
No, I didn't. I got to the carp. I got to a carp and a perch. And trout mission.
The 5th mission ends the game. Also, once the 5th mission begins, continues are no longer allowed. Now, this is an interesting thing because it shows you can just keep continuing the game, but it shows you the continues at your score. So you can't cheat at this game. I did try. The player has to finish the game with however many lives he has left at that point. If the player earns a place on the high score board, the number of credits it took him to get that score is displayed along with his score. So you can't cheat. Very cool idea, that. I don't think I've seen that in any other game.
Some of the cave games do it.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's cool, so you can't cheat. Good idea. Joe's standard weapons are unlimited supply of throwing stars, along with punches and kicks when attacking at close range. 1 hostage per stage gives him a power-up. When powered up, his throwing stars are replaced by a gun that fires large explosive bullets, and his close range attack becomes a katana slash. Joe can also perform ninja magic, which may be used only once per stage and kills or damages, in the case of bosses, all enemies on screen. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I used that on all the bosses. At the end of each stage, the player receives score bonuses based on the performance. Completing the stage without using the ninja magic earns the player a 5,000 point bonus, except during mission 5. And completing the stage without using throwing stars or bullets Just punches, kicks, sword slashes, or ninja magic earns the player 20,000 point bonus, including the final mission. The player has 3 minutes to complete each stage. I don't like that. Remaining time at the end of each stage is also converted into bonus points and added to the player's score. Expert Shinobi players often challenge themselves to see how many stages they could pass with both the no stars and the no magic bonuses. It is possible to beat the game on 1 credit in this way with a final score of over 70,000 points. The final score for someone who completes the game on 1 credit without trying for those bonuses would be in the neighbourhood of around 250,000 points. It is also possible for the player to manipulate the points received for rescuing each hostage based on his or her current score. A player
I didn't know this.
Yeah, no, neither did I. A player will receive 1,000 points for a hostage if the hundreds digit of their score is 0, 1 or 2. A player receives 500 points for a hostage if the hundreds digit of the score is 3, 4, 5 or 6. Players receive 200 points in the 100 digits of their score is 7, 8 and 9. The hostage that grants a power-up does not give a points bonus. Wow, that's a lot to take in there. I'm not quite sure whether I get that. Do you?
Yes, kind of, yeah.
Kind of. The bonuses on missions 1 through to 4 can be defeated without shooting or throwing stars, granting the player the 20,000 point bonus for each. It is very difficult to do this on bosses 2 and 4, but with patience it can be done. The boss on mission 5, Masked Ninja, can also be defeated exclusively with close range attacks, but no point bonus beyond the standard time bonus end of game bonus is awarded. Since the enemies appear in the same place on each level, it is possible to master the game by memorizing their locations and devising patterns to defeat them, which says it all, because at the end of the day it is a memory game, and I can see from some of the scores that people have got, like Tony Riccardi, he's a memory game player.
Yeah, I've got two playthroughs. One of them is Pete Hahn's one, 630,000, which he did in 2017, which was a world record at the time. Right. I think someone's beat him, and he just used melee, and it's fascinating watching him melee and the magic. So no stars, and he got 630,000. But I got quite addicted to just using the melee, so my score was bad.
Did you?
But I love doing it. Doing it, like going up to them, and if I got to the point where if the ninjas jumped over you, I could find where they're landing and get them. But I didn't memorize it, so the blue ninjas just caved in, got me a lot. Yeah. So I didn't get a good score. No. But I enjoyed the melee bit. I should have used more shurikens, but I did enjoy that part of it.
I didn't really play it like that at all. I just used shurikens and just tried to get as far as I could in the game.
I did in the end, but too late.
Yeah. Graphics I thought were bold, colourful, easy on the eye, or if you have 2 eyes, it's easy on both.
What are you writing here? You're writing gobbledygook, man.
Well, it's not, is it? It says easy on the eye. Have you heard that saying? It's easy on the eye. Most people have got 2 eyes, haven't they? So it should be easy on the eyes.
But yeah, just see if you can change it in modern literature, right? So yeah, I like the graphics. Really good, really classy. Yeah. Especially on an arcade club monitor, that was minty. It's really, really clear picture.
Sound, I think it could be a bit more punchy when hitting some of them. Could have been a bit more satisfying, punchy sound. You know what I mean?
Do you know my favourite sound in the whole thing?
What?
When you get all the hostages on the first level, you don't have to fight the end of level boss, do you?
No.
and he walks off, and it's like a clunk, 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 clunk. Just walks off screen. That's a really sort of metallic kind of footfall. I really like that.
Yeah. Music, but just perfect. Setting the atmosphere without being annoying. That's what you want in the game. You know, you're in the game.
Yeah.
You want to concentrate on what you're doing. Last thing you want is some annoying background music just looping round and round. But yeah, it sets the atmosphere really well. Really like the music.
Ports and sequels. It's a bit of a mess. I found a Retronauts podcast that explains it, so I'll put a link in the no-shows. And a wiki page which also explains it. But there's only 2 arcade games. There's Shinobi and Shadow Dancer, which is Shinobi in everything but name. God knows why they called it Shadow Dancer. It was just confusing people. When they got to the Mega Drive version, they called it Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, to make it obvious Shadow Dancer was Shinobi. But oh god, it was released on everything. Mega Drive, Master System, Game Gear, Saturn, PS2, Game Boy Advance, 3DS. So there's some names here. The Revenge of Shinobi, Super Shinobi, Shadow Dancer, the Cyber Shinobi, the GG Shinobi, that's Game Gear, the GG Shinobi 2, the Silent Fury, there's loads of them.
Yeah, it was a successful game. It was a very successful game.
There's a weird offshoot one called Nightshade in 2003. I don't know what that's about. And they're doing a reboot of it, and I've watched a video. It's called Shinobi Art of Vengeance. And they're saying it's August 25 for release, and I've seen a video of it, and it's, you know, these Steam games where it's a typical kind of cel-shaded platformer with like trails going behind the monsters and behind the characters and loads of bullets and explosions.
Yeah.
So it is, I suppose the Shinobi character's there, but it could be anybody.
Yeah.
It's one of them, you know, where you it looks like you can do all the acrobatics and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a cool game. I've got it on the Mega Drive. Love playing it on that. Love the sequel. I don't remember playing it much back in the day. I really don't.
No, I didn't.
But I've really enjoyed playing it for the podcast.
High score countdown.
Yep, so let's look at some scores, shall we? Thank you for playing, everybody.
Yeah, well, we had how many players this month?
About 33, 34, that's decent.
That's
decent
good,
amount,
yeah. So, at the bottom is Snarcade, Darren Shell, 1 point with 19,650.
19,930, Retro Rex.
Zestora, 27,800.
Basil the Sane, 28,790. Always enjoyed this in the arcades and never got very far. Large, colourful graphics and well-suited audio. Very nice run and shuriken.
Yeah.
No, run and gun. Enjoyed.
We've got Ross with 29,250.
J. Ping Barber, 29,500.
Eastwood 71, 38,000.
Retro Russ, the Danish Donkey Kong runner-up, and now our podcast image maestro, 38,300. Good game that I would definitely keep going back to. Just not that much time to play it this month.
Yeah, you,
me,
Sean, 38,310. Do you want to explain that score? Why it's so low?
Yeah, because I was trying to melee everything, and only in the last couple of days, I was playing it better. But what I was doing on the NES, there's the Mega Man games, and they were so rock hard that I was saving it every 10 steps. Like on I think it wasn't the SNES, I think it was the NES. The emulation, obviously, and I was saving it, and that's what I was doing on this game because I was
cheating.
I obviously didn't do it for a score,
no.
But I was saving it and trying to melee all the
that's mad.
melee all the blue guys.
Yeah, I think that kind of breaks it up, though. Surely you got to get in the flow, in the zone of the game. You know, if you're going to keep pausing it's going to keep breaking up your momentum. Surely.
Just kept reloading and reloading
to
melee them all. But it leads to a crap score. So when I did play it properly, I only got 38,310.
We've got Swiss Liz. Is she related to Swiss Tony? Do you reckon? Do you know Swiss Tony?
I think he's a bloke. I think he's a man. I think.
Yeah.
Swiss Liz.
Swiss.
I don't know. Actually.
You know Swiss Tony, right? Don't you? The car dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. 42,930.
Dr. Goggles, Niall, 45,700.
Here's Jimmy, 49,730.
Brian Haribo, the lovely fairy bow. 57,240. This will have to do. Couldn't get past Ken for ages. Then, when I worked it all out, I ran out of time. Who's Ken? Which, ironically, is just like trying to get past our Ken at work.
Snowbug, 58,400. I wish I had more time to play this classic. It's so good. I love the crunchy sound effects.
Mark Happy Dude, he was determined last Saturday at Arcade Cup to get more than 60,000. He nearly did it. 59,280, even with the pressure of Sean watching over my shoulder. I was egging him on like an egg, like a big egg egging on thing. Yeah, go on.
Kevin McCartney, 61,340. Hi, Alex and Sean. Had a great time with Shinobi. Such a good game, though challenging to this day. I remember playing this in the mall arcade as a kid and thinking the blue and red wall crawling ninjas in Mission 1 and 2 seem remembered Spider-Man. I thought exactly the same. So like Spider-Man. According to Wikipedia, the arcade version made it to the Wii, the Xbox 360, with graphical modifications due to licensing issues for that resemblance. Oh, I see.
Yeah, they changed the colour. There were Marilyn Monroe pictures on one of the versions, and they got rid of them because maybe someone from Marilyn Monroe's estate might have said something.
Thanks for your share with us from the 10 Pence Arcade, Kevin. Cheers, mate.
James Wise Mids, 62,160. Good on this month. Played it on the Mister. Haven't really put any time in it. I must start again. Have really only put any time into it, and on the Master System version. The Game Gear also had a great Shinobi game. We'll have to credit my way through this arcade. Love those green ninjas.
Excellent. Age Skyway 73, 63,320. Hard to believe I never played Shinobi. Here scored around 40,000, and I said, I think we can say there's room for improvement to my score. Yeah, very surprised by your score there, Aid, this month.
You got 40 and I got 63, yeah. Mr. Messi's done really well, 66,970. This seems to be one of those games where secretive people secretly know the secret scoring method for big points, even on the first level. Did I work it out? No. I didn't work out them helicopters.
No.
No, I didn't. Did you?
No.
Did you?
No. Paul McCaskey, 72,200.
There's you, sir. 72,920. That's a good score, that.
I'm disappointed at that score because I've got more since then, a lot more, but there you go. Yeah, it's a great game. I've got up into the 90,000s.
Oh.
Yeah. Mayjock, 1 point with 77,500.
John, who we spoke to earlier, 77,950.
Mark, What No Gravy, 78,340.
Red 7, your mate,
yeah.
80,590.
Good score, although I think he can do a lot better than that. Ian Cullen, 2 points with 87,170, and he says having a good few games of this now. The way to a good score seems to be get the 20k bonus on the first level by not using any bullets. Get a perfect on the bonus stage and then do the helicopter point press thing. Well, I managed to do all three of these and still only managed 87,170. And I didn't get much further into stage 2 beyond the first appearance of the helicopter. I would really like to beat the default high score, but I'm really not enjoying this, so I'm just going to stop here.
Right, a new player, Copper Band, Ed Miller. 3 points, 89,660, as a very first entry in a rather pitiful effort. No, it's good. Forgot about the last scuba diver. don't know where that is, and perished there. Very annoying, as the boss on level 2 is much easier to beat than the boss on level 1. Would give this 7 pences and a single half pence back in the day. Great theme, good music, fun game, just very tough in places, particularly the second stage on level 2 and the Buddhas on level 3. Have you seen
Yeah,
them?
rock hard.
Yeah, I intended to play more today, but for some reason the screen on my Viewlix is broken. Oh no. Great podcast. Keep up the good work, guys. Now we're in the 100,000s now.
Yeah, Ed's a good friend. He comes over. We do the live videos from my arcade.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, I know about that last scuba diver because I got caught out by that as well. You're so used to just having one pop up, and then suddenly it just gets to the end, and then another one pops up where you just weren't ready for it. So yeah, I get that, mate. One Punch Ron, 4 points with 112,680. I'm usually a lot better than this. Must be getting rusty.
Oh. Mitsuyama, Stephen Bell, 5 points now, 125,240. I used to love this game when I was a kid, and I owned a copy for the Sega Master System, but for some reason I couldn't get on with it this time around. Still find the jump and fire timing on the first boss very tricky. I did, and I can't consistently get good at it. No. You've got to get into a rhythm, jump, fire, jump, fire. Yeah. Someone said on the arcade club, you've got to jump and then fire on the way down.
Yes.
Of your jump, not on the way up.
Yes.
Which obviously I didn't.
Yeah. Rygar, 6 points of 100 tweets. I'll say it again. 126,560. Finally cracked a 20k bonus for the first couple of screens. Phew. I've always enjoyed Shinobi. We'll need to be careful not to kill that with point scabbing. Yeah, I wish I could get the 20k bonuses.
Beanie, 7 points now, 128,240. Great memories of playing this down Barry Island in the late 80s. Great game.
What a name this is. Swamp Donkey. That's a great name for a band, isn't it? Swamp Donkey.
Yeah.
So cool.
Swamp Donkey.
Oh, so cool. Sega Classic, he says. First time I've really put some effort into it and have ended up loving it more than ever. Managed to make it to stage 4, but will try for the 1cc in the future. You bet.
You got 8 points and you got 208,000 you got.
It's Tony Riccardi! He gets 9 points with 208,000, 910. Hi, Sean. Here's my Shinobi score. Cheers. Well, I knew he was going to get a good score because he loves these type of games. He's the Ghosts and Goblins champ in my mind. He's so cool.
Yeah, it is similar. Well, kind of similar style game. Mr. Berserker is number 1 with 10 points, with double anybody else, 433,100. Well, I have broken one of my oldest PBs just now. My PB on Shinobi was 373k, set way back in July 1988 in an old cafe with 10p machines. He must keep all these on record somewhere. Today I scored 433,100. I'm in shock, as I never thought I would get close to that score. Well, thank you for playing, everyone. That is... Oh, yeah, I've got the league players as well. All this is on the website. So I've got the top league players thing.
I'm number 7. Wow.
Yeah, you're doing well, aren't you?
Wow.
So position, Mr. Berserker's number 1, 61 points. Rygar's 2 with 58. Aid Skyways 45 with 3 points. Third. Beanie, 32 points. Mitsuyama, 26 points. He is Jimmy, 20 points. And then you're 7th, joint 7th with 18 points.
That is cool.
And you've got to go down to 11th for me with 14 points. So I'm getting an average of 2 points a game.
Yeah.
Rubbish, ain't it? So there's what is there? 18 players, or 30 odd players, because some of them have got 3 points. They're all in joint 18th. Right, mate. How many 10 pences would you give this beauty?
Oh, it's a cracking game, and I will be playing this until the universe stops expanding. Which is never, because because it's constantly expanding. So I'm never going to stop playing this game. I loved it. I think I'll give it 9 of my hard-earned 10p's. 9 out of 10.
Right,
It's awesome.
I'm going to give it 7. Even of how frustrating it was, I still kept coming back to it. But I stopped my melee stuff. Too late. I should have done the shuriken thing. But I do enjoy the melee part of it. I really do. So I got 38,000. Yeah, I really enjoyed playing that.
Yeah.
But frustrating. It is frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit, for me, it's a little bit like, it plays a little bit like Rolling Thunder, which I quite like as well.
Yeah, we're jumping up and down the levels.
It does a bit, doesn't it? And a little bit like Rygar, so I can see why Tony Riccardi's quite good at it. It's got that kind of...
I love Rygar.
Yeah, so do I.
Need to get back into that. We have done it.
Yeah. I haven't played it for ages, but I was getting quite good scores on Rygar. Cracking game. Yeah, I think it's definitely a PCB I'd like to own, Shinobi. I think it's a really good game. The only reason why I haven't given it a 10 is because there's a Defender next to it, and I'm going to go and spend 10p in Defender before I go home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Next show's game.
Okay, next show's game, my pick. I thought we haven't done any Pac-Man games. We've done
Oh, my
Pac-Man.
God, where's the puke bucket? Where's the puke bucket?
We've done Pac-Man. And we've done...
I've got a puke. Pac-Man,
Miss Pac-Man Speed Up. So I thought, how about this one? Because we haven't done a maze game apart from Nivbla, which is not a maze game. It's a travesty. No, so we're going to play Junior Pac-Man, which I've jumped in and out to over the years, but I'm going to try and get good at it now.
What's the difference? So it's just the same thing, isn't it?
No, it scrolls.
Does it?
It scrolls from left to right, yeah. So it's a Bally Midway game. It's a GCC game as well. So they created it. You know, they created like quite a few. It's a 4-way stick, obviously. ROM is jrpacman, and then in brackets 11983. If you're on Raspberry Pi, there's a few choices, but that's the one. Lives 3, bonus life 10. On Final Burn Alpha on Raspberry Pi, just check your dips because it's set to 20. Right. Bonus life at 20 is only 1 life. Difficulty normal, that's the same across all the platforms that I've checked. So it's lives 3, bonus life 10,000, difficulty normal. These are all default apart from Final Burn Alpha on the Raspberry Pi where it says bonus life 20.
Right, I think I've got.
But you can.
I think I've got it on there. I think I've got it on the bit kit. I think it's on there, so that'd be a good excuse to fire up on there.
Soon as you set it up, as soon as you start the screen, it will tell you bonus at 10,000.
Oh, will it?
You know, soon as you credit it.
Yeah.
So submit your score. Deadline for submitting your score, by the way, is Saturday, the 2nd of August. You've got a month, 5 p.m. UK time. So you can submit on Twitter, X, hashtag 10p score, 10p score, Sidekick app in the 10 pence club section, email biscuits@10pencearcade.com, Facebook, facebook.com/10 pence arcade as a comment, UKVAC, if you're on that, you can put it in the podcast feed. No submissions from consoles or computer compilations, as they may be different. They're quite often different. Or very, very slow or something. The exception to this rule is the EVERCADE systems, as they really do seem, as far as I know now, to use legit arcade ROMs. No continues allowed, obviously. So thank you for that, kids. Also, send us your pics of your pickups and your game room. Three pictures maximums as your game room, please. Yeah, your pickups and your game room. We'd love to see them.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be just arcade. It can be console games as well. You know, arcade related if you can. But yeah, we'd love to see your stuff and read it out on the podcast. Be very cool.
Yeah, got some links here at the bottom so I can put them in.
Yeah.
Ours Arcade, Sean's link tree, which is all my links. 10 Pence Arcade on Spotify. They're still there, actually. The 10 Pence Arcade 1 to 199 are still on Spotify. So I don't know how long that's going to last, because they must be on their servers, because the servers that we had have gone.
Yeah.
HostGator, they've gone. So they must be on their servers. Anyway, mate, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
for podcasting with me. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it no end now. It's been lovely.
It's been very nice. Yeah. What are you going to do now? Are you going to go and play some games? Are you? What sort of games are you going to play now?
You stick your teeth have come out your face. What are you doing, mate?
Guys,
I'm gonna.
Arcadians, thank you so much for listening. It's been a real pleasure, as always. Thanks for all the comments. Make sure you put some comments in below on the YouTube channel or wherever you find us. We always love reading the stuff out. Obviously, pictures and all that kind of stuff's always welcome as well. And Sean, it's always a pleasure, mate, to do this. Great fun, as always.
It is. Thank you. And thank you, kids. Catch you next time.
Cheers, guys.